Hi guys. So today we are going to read Schools Have Rules. And on the cover here we have Jacob. If everyone can try pointing to Jacob. He's going to be the main character in our story. And he's holding a list of rules. If you can point to the rules, there's a 1, 2, and 3 with check marks. And he's standing in front of his school, which we all go to school, and so he is in front of his school. All right, I'd like everybody to follow along using their pointer finger. So everybody hold your finger up, and then you're going to go ahead and point either on your book that you have, the paper, or if you don't have a printed book, you can always point along on the screen. If you can see my arrow, you can follow along with my arrow as well. All right, so right now we are on page 1. If everybody can point to page 1, it's right up here at the top. And we'll begin. This is Jacob's school. Jacob's school has rules. Can Jacob follow the rules? What do you think? Do you think he can follow the rules? I think so. Now we are on page 2. Walk quietly. That is a rule. And if you see right here in the picture, it has the list of school rules. And number 1 says walk quietly. Can everybody point to walk quietly? Great. We're going to move on. Now we are on page 3. Jacob can do that. He walks quietly at school. That is a good rule. And if you look at the picture here, Jacob is walking quietly at his school in the hallway. Now we are on page 4. Keep your hands and feet to yourself. That is a rule. If we look here again, we see school rules, and number 2 says keep your hands and feet to yourself. Everybody go ahead and point to number 2 rule that says keep your hands and feet to yourself. Awesome job. Now we are on page 5. Jacob can do that. He keeps his hands and feet to himself at school. That is a good rule. If we look right here in the picture, Jacob has safe hands, right? We can keep our hands and feet to ourselves by having safe hands. Can everybody try practicing safe hands? That means you are keeping your hands and feet to yourself, just like Jacob. Awesome job. Now we are on page 6. I hope everybody is pointing and following along. Raise your hand to ask a question. That is a rule. And if we look right here at our list of school rules, number 3 says raise your hand to ask a question. Can everybody practice raising their hand? Great. Now we are on page 7. Jacob can do that. He raises his hand to ask a question at school. That is a good rule. See, Jacob is raising his hand just like you did. Now we are on page 8. Help clean up. That is a rule. And again, this is our school rules. Everybody, let's practice pointing to the school rules. And number 4 says help clean up. Nice job. Now we are on page 9. Jacob can do that. He helps clean up at school. That is a good rule. Let's look at the picture here. Jacob is putting a book back on the shelf. He's helping clean up to make sure that his classroom stays clean. We all like to be in a clean environment. Now we are on page 10. A reminder to be pointing and following along as I read. Wash your hands. That is a rule. And again, here are our list of school rules. And number 5 is wash your hands. And we all need to wash our hands, especially right now. And always, we need to keep our hands clean so that we stay healthy and we don't get sick. Now we're on page 11. Jacob can do that. He washes his hands at school. That is a good rule. Let's look at the picture here. He's washing his hands, or what look like hands, under the water, right? And so we have to get our hands wet, use some soap, count to 20, and that's how we make sure that our hands are nice and clean. Now we're on page 12, the last rule. Let's follow along. Try your best. That is a rule. Let's point to the school rules here. And number 6 is try your best. And that is most important. We should always try our best at school, and especially on Zoom. And everybody so far has been trying their best, and I appreciate it so much. Great job. Now we're on page 13. Let's follow along. Jacob can do that. He tries his best at school. That is a good rule. And here he is. Just like some of the things that we've seen so far, he is working hard. He is trying his best. Page 14. Jacob is a good student. He follows the rules. And here Jacob is again. Let's point to the rules. The little check mark sheet. The end. Awesome job, everybody.